There are a number of things that a rights holder should keep in mind when choosing a brand partner. I think at one level, maybe the highest level, it's really about purpose, or it's about a vision, right? Is there something shared there? And ultimately, that's what it is. It's about shared goals. And then it could maybe filter down a little bit to things that are like more strategic, like who are the right audiences or key values, or even a product offering. Ultimately, it's about knowing that that partnership is kind of like a 1 + 1 = 3 equation when they know that both parties are going to win. It's really important for rights holders to show measurable ROI to their partners. Usually most of the time we think about what we call the funnel, right? Is it about association? What about awareness and familiarity, more at the top of the funnel, and maybe consideration in the middle of the funnel? But ultimately it's about usage. And those are, of course, important things because they correlate with the thing people want, which is revenue. But there could be other things as well, like brand attributes, brand drivers, things that drive those kind of behaviors. So what are perceptions that matter? So it's on both levels. And in both ways, when you show increases in those, that ultimately is a return on the investment. I think one of the most important things that a major brand should think about when investing is really about developing that internal business case, understanding what success is going to look like, whatever that is, and then get complete buy-in before doing it. It's usually a pretty high dollar investment, right? And so you want to be sure that there is a plan for what success looks like and what it takes to actually achieve that success. There was one finding that kind of surprised me. I don't know if it challenged an assumption, but it's interesting because you often expect that good on-field performance translates to higher brand strength and ultimately higher value, right? And certainly teams with recent success would see a bit of a bump for that. But what we're seeing is that there are a couple of teams that, despite not having that, they are still maintaining, even increasing some of their strength and equity. So kind of counterintuitive, and that's a testament to the brand that they built over time, which is something that we would expect to some degree. But when you have a sustained period where you're not being as successful as you'd like to be, and you still maintain that strength, it's still a little surprising, but hey, maybe all teams are not created equal. There are a number of factors that help explain why some teams' brand values are higher. Of course, brand strength matters. If you've got a great brand, that ultimately is going to drive both value today and into the future. Ultimately, it is about revenue. That's going to have the highest impact. So it could be about ticketing. It could be about sponsorship. It could be about media rights. But it could also be about key product offerings, maybe even extensions. And teams that have had a long history of good equity have probably explored those avenues, including new ones, let's say in the digital sphere as well, and are capitalizing on it. Other interesting aspect to that is that some teams have a more national fan base and a national almost offering. And those teams also do well compared to maybe some other smaller market teams that don't experience such great national exposure. Strong on-field performance and viral moments are indeed important for building long-term value. It's almost akin to short-term, almost advertising for sales, like immediate impact, like go buy something. But what's important in how sponsors can leverage that is think about, go back to the original idea of shared goals. What are your shared goals? And think about it from a long-term brand building perspective. And so when you turn those moments and you think about, which ones of those align with the goals, and think about that as your long-term brand building opportunity, those are the kind of moments that will have longevity and help build brand strength.